You are looking live. Welcome to Trading Desk Capital. Today, my name is Rob Helmick, and I gave my AI robot over $2.5 million for the last 8 months. Well, it started off with $1 million 8 months ago. I gave my AI trading robot $1 million. It's been 155 trading days, 8 months today, right? 8 months. It has made $800,000. That's right. My AI robot, Phil, has made $800,000. I'm going to show you my Tasty Trade account. I'm going to show you all the numbers. I'm going to show you exactly how it's done. It's only done 2 different strategies. It's traded over 25,000 trades in 8 months. 25,000 trades. You can do exactly the same thing. Not only that, I also, not just a $1 million account, I also gave it a $30,000 account, and I'm going to show you where it is on that one. And I just now gave it a $100,000 account. And now with the PDT rules going away, I'm going to give it a $5,000 account as well. And we're going to follow this journey. If you want to follow the journey of Phil the robot and see how he trades every single day, 2 things you can do. Number 1, subscribe to this channel. That's the easiest way. Watch us every single day, Monday through Friday at 3:25 p.m., every Sunday at 5:55. Every single day, we're going to show you all the trades. Win, lose, or draw, we'll show you what it's doing. I'll show you my personal account. We'll show you what Phil does. We'll also show you a Crazy Ivan trade that I've been putting on since 2020, and I'll show you all of that as well. For those of you that don't know, my name's Rob Helmick. I started the largest online education company in the world and took that public, retired at age 42, and I've been trading stocks and options ever since with my lovely bride, Maria. There she is right there. She and I have traded for thousands of days together, literally thousands, haven't missed a day since we started. She is a former banker, and she made $4 million her first year trading options and hasn't stopped since. She is a much better trader than I am, and if you were going to follow anyone, I highly suggest you follow her as opposed to me. Now, before we get started, my lawyers make me tell you that this is for educational purposes only. This is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence, and do not copy us, but you can follow along and see how we're doing it. Okay, let's get started today. Let's take a quick look at what Phil has done in the last, before the market opens, which is just a few minutes from now. Let's take a quick look at what Phil has done. You can see the chart here. Phil has done about, let's see here, about 20,271 trades in the $1 million account, and he's up about $800,000. I added some money, I added about 800 grand to that account. So now it's at $1.8 million plus the 800 that I added to it. So it's trading at about $2.6 million right now. But he's up at about 100 grand every single month for 8 months. And that is after commissions, fees, and slippage. In the $30,000 account, he's done even better. Look at this. It started at $30,000, haven't added, hasn't subtracted. He's at $27,000 in profit. So $57,000 in this account, and he's done 4,500 trades. And you can see, look at this. If you look at the 2 charts side by side, you notice something that they are amazingly similar, right? I mean, look at that. They are quite fantastically similar if you look at where they are. Very, very similar. And you know what? On this one, we were down $91,000. No one panicked. We were down $150,000. No one panicked. Look at that. It came right back. One of the things I am very, very fond of saying is the market takes money from the inpatient and gives it to the patient. And every day you get to decide, are you going to be an inpatient trader or a patient trader? And look what happened to those patient traders that hung in there. They understand that math makes money, and that's my big slogan here, math makes money. Look what happened. They stayed in there. They stayed the course. It went down and went back up. All right, now let's take a quick look at Tasty Trade. We're about ready. The market's about to open here. Time check. 3, 2, 1, and there is the market open. Let's see where we are going to open at. We're down $6. Not too much is happening here. Not enough to really care about. Let's get to the Q so you can see. Not too much, a little bit to the upside here. If the thing doesn't go up or down 300 points, I'm really not that interested. As you can see, I only really put on 2 positions. I only put on 0DT SPX. This is my actual personal account in Tasty Trade. And you can see right now, I can put on up to 65 of these Crazy Ivans at one time. Right now, I only have on 3. I normally take them off at 25% profit, but right now I'm at 65 or 62. I'm being a little bit greedy because I think Trump's got a vested interest in driving this market to the upside. He cannot risk losing the House come November. Otherwise, he will just be impeached for 2 years and the government will come to complete stop. And I don't think he wants that. He wants to be able to drive the market a little bit more before it's all said and done. So I am being a little bit greedy, pardon me. But here's where we are in this. Let's take a look on this thing, and you can see these are where the Qs are. And it looks like we're just bouncing around here, so nothing to be done there. For those of you that are interested in that Q program, what I normally do is I'm going to put that on at 45 days to 60 days to expiration. I'm going to go out here to 12 delta, something like that. I don't like to do it on the 600s. I like to do it on the 500s, the 750s, or the 1000s, or the 250s. So I would probably move that to 500. And that's going to be 13, 14, 15,000 buying power. I'm going to get 3-4 grand in profits. And then what I'll do is I'll take that off at 25%. It takes about 14 days. So I had to get 26 of those in a year. So 26 grand on 13,000. Even if I lost, a third of them or 2/3 of them, I would still come out way ahead. And like I said, that's been paying the bills since 2020. It is an extremely risky trade. You need to understand how to roll it down and out. You need to understand your exit strategies. And we go into great detail on that Monday through Friday at 3:25. You can join us then. So let's take a quick look at our PowerPoint. We'll figure out exactly what we're going to do here for this week. And we'll tell you what Phil does. Just so you understand what we do is we back test millions of trades every single weekend. So we look at millions of trades, or I should say Phil looks at millions of trades every single weekend. And what he does is he thinks about it and he figures out what are the best trades. He looks at profit and loss or compound annual growth rate. He looks at the max drawdown, the Sharpe ratio, the Sorrentino ratio, the MAR ratio, the Rob ratio. Remember, I'm Rob. You can't spell robot without R-O-B. He looks at all those factors, and he takes those millions of trades, and he gives me a list of about 200 trades for me to put on for this week. Then I go through and I massage those, and I figure out the ones that I want to put on, the number of contracts for each trade. I submit that back to Phil. Then he does some analysis based on risk factors, what my risk, my risk tolerance compared to your risk tolerance is probably extremely different. And so what then Phil does is he recommends the trades for me to put on for this week, and then I put those on a robot, and the robot does all the trading. So all those 25,000 trades you saw, I don't do anything. I live in Daytona Beach Shores, Florida. I go swimming. I go surfing every day, Monday through Friday. I do not work on trading. I just let Phil take care of it. Last week, he made about $159,000 for me. I was out surfing and swimming. I had some guests over, and that's all I did all week long. Now, in the weekend, I work very hard. I work extremely hard on the weekends to get all those trades. But on the weekdays, I really don't do much of anything. I leave it all up to Phil. All right. So let's take a quick look at our PowerPoints here, and we'll give you what some of the trades are if you're interested in what the trades are this week. Also, we have a chat room in here, and that is a safe space. If you're new to the chat, please type in the word new. We love to have you in there. We love having new people into our chat room, and we would sure appreciate if you are in the chat, if you type in new. We also here, this is a community, this is a safe space, right? So if you don't have a real trading system, we're going to give you one. If you do not trust yourself, we're going to help you develop trust with your trading system. Our system is based entirely on math. That's what Phil does. Phil doesn't look at the market up or down. He doesn't look at the VIX. He doesn't look at the FOMC. He doesn't look at NVIDIA earnings. He doesn't care about what Trump does. All he does is he looks at other traders, looks at what they've been doing for the last 6 months, and then he makes an educated guess on what the best trades are for the upcoming 5 days. That's all he does. Wherever those traders are selling premium for $1, he looks to sell them somewhere else for $1.25. That's what Phil does in a nutshell. It's very straightforward. It's very mathematically based. It's as if you were a mathematician in a casino and you had the advantage. Or if you're the casino and you have a mathematical advantage, that's all that Phil does is he looks for that mathematical advantage. I am a trading addict. I love trading. Everyone in this community is a trading addict. If you're a trading addict, that's fine. In fact, if you're in the chat room today, type in the word addict if you're a trading addict. I love to see who the trading addicts are. If you're new to our room today, type in the word new and type in addict if you're also an addict. Who is in our chat room today? Let's see. I see, who else is in here? I see Yakuzi, I think he's new. Kyle's in here. Aaron Blackjack is in here, another Blackjack player. My lovely wife, Maria, is in there. I see Shirley Mazzanano. I think I've seen her before. I see Donald D. and Time Decay. These are a lot of regulars here. Neil Lusby is in here. Mr. D.L. Parker. Hey, Rob, you come highly recommended. Thank you very much. I think he's new. Mario's in here. Here for the Crazy Ivans. Love to hear the details. Okay, we'll go over the details in a second. Looks like a perfect night for an ES Iron Condor. I hope so, Kyle. How do you end up putting on 100 of Crazy Ivans a year if we have just a few 300-point drops a year? I'm going to show you, Neil. And Neil, if you're new, let me know if you are a trading addict. There's Porsche Guy. That's my 30-year-old son, Tyler. Tyler is one of the great traders in scalping, and he does the wheel, and he does a lot of trades. He says, Dad, I'm trading those stocks everybody's talking about, and he trades stocks I've never heard of. So these young folks, and I say young, 30 years old, they're very, very good traders, and they're very patient, and that's the trick. Once you become patient, you become an extremely profitable trader, in my observation. There's John G. He's an addict. Neil Lusby's an addict. He's in there. Shirley's an addict. Krabby Trader's an addict. Yakurzi's an addict. Mr. DG, he's a newcomer. Hey, Mr. D.L. Parker, if you're a trading addict, let me know. If you have any questions, Mr. D.L. Parker, let me know. Cedric Hendricks, I think he's new. He is new. Welcome, Cedric. Tell us, are you a trading addict? Again, it's okay to be a trading addict. Just trade small. There's no problem. Always trade small. I was a professional mathematician in a casino until they invited me to stop. And what I used to always tell people is take how much money you're willing to lose. They say, Rob, how much money should I gamble? Well, you shouldn't gamble any. I never once gambled in a casino. I always plays the mathematics. Look, I am a mathematics nerd. My grandpa, he was a college professor, taught 40 years mathematics and probabilities and physics. My grandma taught German, probability, and mathematics. At age 8, my grandpa told me my phone number was the square root of 2. I didn't know what a phone number was. I didn't know what a square root was. But that's what a big nerd I was. He gave me an abacus when I was 12, a slide rule when I was 14, and when I was 16, he gave me a book of random numbers. That's how big a nerd I am. All my aunts and uncles were actuaries at insurance companies. For fun, we used to play blackjack. I used to be dealing. I learned how to play when I was 12. I learned how to deal when I was 14. I learned how to count cards when I was 16. And I was I started playing professionally at 18, and I was shortly thereafter invited to stop playing there, although I did put myself through school, college, and law school doing that. So, okay, let's go back to the chat room. Neutral channel, of course, I'm an addict. There you go. I'm new. I want to test the system with as little as $500. Philip Spencer, Walters, I got good news for you. We are coming out with a program for doing a small amount, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do today, right? Addict, I'm still sitting here waiting and looking for some action. Yes, that's my wife, and that's not code for anything, by the way. I am sure of that, and you married guys know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, let's go take a quick look at Tasty Trade. Somebody asked me about these. Before I get into the PowerPoint and tell you about the trades for the week, let me just go ahead and get into this, okay? So just so you can see, here are these Crazy Ivans, these NQs, and just so you get an idea, over the last 120 days, here's what I've been putting on. I was selling to open at $196 and $200, and the next, and that's on April 7th. That same day, later in the day, I was buying them back for $30. So I don't know if you can see that here. I was putting them on for 200 and buying them back for 30. That is a nice piece of cheese. That means I made a profit of 170 ticks. Each tick is $5. Then I was selling them for 36 and 32 and 37 and 31 and 42. Then I was selling them to open for 188, and the next day selling them for 34. Then I was selling them to open for 195. I was buying them back for 16. I was selling them then for 190, 194, 197, 215, 260, and I was buying them back for $42 the very next day. Then I was selling them here for 208, 219, 216, buying them back the next day for 38, 33. The next day, the same day, I was selling them for 138, 138.50, 132, 129, 128, 121, 117, 115, 109. Let's see here. And then I was buying them to close for 117, 115, 109, 142. All of these for 25% profit, buying them close. And then I bought the last one back for 85. So I've got a couple left here, and they're marking in at $76, $86. Easy trade to do, something I've been doing for a long time. Extremely risky if you don't know what you're doing. So let's talk about it. 45 to 60 days out, piece of cake. That's 40. That's not enough. 61's not is too many. Go to 47. Go to 12 delta. 12 delta. I like it right on the 500s. If this was a little bit closer, these dirty dogs, these thieves, are trying to get us to do a spread of $10, and that is a complete ripoff. It should be about 4 ticks. I'll wait. Thank you very much. But what I will normally do is I will put that on, right? Let's say 12 delta, boom, right there. And I would put that on, and that would be my normal trade. However, I'm not going to do that right now. But what I will do is tell you that if the market starts to come down, right? So this is at 30,006. This is at 27.5. If it would come down to, within 250 points, so 27,750, I would roll it down and out, right? Now, these trade 23 hours a day, 5 days a week, so you do got to be on your P and C Qs. You got to be ready. If I was going to roll this down and out, Tasty Trade's got an easy way to do it. I would roll it out. Let's see, these are going to expire in 47 days, so I'd roll it out to, say, 82 days. And here's what I would do. Notice here where it says credit. You see that? I don't know if you can see that. Let me get myself out of the way. I'm not going to help anything. Not one single little bit does it help to see me. Matter of fact, let's just turn my picture off for now. Okay, there we go. All right, so what I'm going to do is I don't want to get a credit. I want to roll this down, right? We've rolled out to 82 days. It's at 25,750, right? And so I want to, pardon me, I'm going to buy it to close at 27.50. I don't want to keep it at 25.750. I want to roll it down. So let's take this and start moving it down. Now notice the credit's getting smaller, right? The credit's getting smaller, 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 and we're just going to keep going back down. And boom, there it is, $10, $3.15. Oh, there it's a debit. See, it says DB right there. We don't want to do a debit, so we'll do a credit. So look what we've done. We've taken this from 25,750 and we've gone all the way down to 23,000. We've gone down 2,750 points, and we've gone out from 47 days to 82 days. So now if the market kept going down and came down another, whatever it is, 2,000 points, we would just roll it down and out again, and we just keep doing that. And you said, Rob, how many of these things have you done in the last year or so? And I would say, get ready, hold on your hat. I'm going to show you with our little PowerPoint here, and you will see exactly what I've done. So let's get this going here, and let's go. All right, so we had 5 great green days in a row. Look at this. Whoa, let's do this. So here we are. The $1 million account, look at that. It's made $800,000 in 8 months, and the $30,000 account has made $27,000 in 8 months. So that means the $1 million account is up 80% in 8 months, about 10% per month. That's a pretty nice piece of cheese. This one, the small account's up even more, right? It's up even more. I mean, that is just amazing to me that it's been able to do that. So these are the days we were up $57,000 last Friday, on Tuesday 56, on Wednesday another 56, on Thursday 32, and Friday 27, $231,000 in 5 days. I mean, that's nuts. But you know what? We were down $150,000 the prior week, so it does average out. Everything we do here is AI built. It's all robot managed for my stuff, not Maria and Tyler. We've done 25,000 trades with AI in 155 trading days. We've made a profit of about $1.3 million in the various types of trades, the SPX, 0DTE, and the Crazy Ivan. Just 2 trades. That's it. That's all we've done. Very simple. Here's the 806,000 that we pointed out. You can see it's a nice, sweet little equity curve. You can see it's not much to this thing. Here's the $30,000 account. And we just started this $100,000 account the other day. It's up 16 grand, but it's only been a couple days. You notice right out of the chute, it was down. A lot of people say, you got to pay the gods your first day of trading a new strategy, and we certainly did that day. But still, up 16% in a week. That's very unusual. Let's see how that balances out. Right? On Instagram, you can see us at Rob and Maria Trading. If you want to get our newsletter where you can get all the trades sent to you every single week, go to tradingdeskcapital.com. You will need to get signed up before 8:30 or 9 o'clock tonight. tradingdeskcapital.com. You can sign up in under 12 seconds. I know I've tried. All we need is your name, just your first name. You can even lie about it unless there are more than one President Obamas. I'm pretty sure some people have lied. But do give us your email address. We would love to have your real name if you don't mind, but that's up to you. So in 155 trading days, our account balance has gone up after fees, commissions, and slippage to $1.8 million. Plus, I've added in about another $800,000 of my own cash just to add to it. So it's trading about 2.6 million, 3.1 million or so, because it's got some money in there for Crazy Ivans and stuff. So that's kind of what we call our play account, our trading account. It's not, whatever, doesn't matter. So here's our daily engine. We're making about $5,200 per trading day. We win about 57% of the time, which means we lose 43% of the time. So we are losers for sure, 53% of the time, 43% of the time. You got to get used to that. Our max drawdown has been 3.8%. I don't like drawdowns over 10%, so I'm very comfortable with where we are. Our Sharpe ratio is 3.28. If you're not familiar with that, I'm glad you asked. Here is what others, why is that not giving me this? You know what? This is not right. It should be so you can see the whole thing. There we go. Look at that. I don't know what else we missed. I think that's about right. All right. So let's go on to the next one. Our longest streak, 5 days. As I mentioned, how much we're winning. Here's that monthly total I was telling you about. 91,069, 142, 4,000 in January, our worst month, 105,000 in February, 57 in March, 186 in April, and 152 in May. Here's kind of a good idea of what we've been making. That's good. Again, this is not ideal. I like it to be ideal. I like that. I'm a numbers person, so I like to see all the numbers. Let's just make this a little bit bigger. And you know what we'll do? We'll make this a little bit smaller. How about that? Now you can see it all. All right. And you can see every month has been green, and it's pretty steady, Freddy. You get an idea for how this works. So the Crazy Ivans, I know you guys wanted to talk about those. The Crazy Ivans, we've done 225 of these in the last 155 days. We lost one in November, but we rolled that down and out and ultimately cashed it in. I like to say we're 225 and 0, but AI insists that that one is a loser, even though we did roll it and ultimately made 25%. So that's where we are on that one. The Crazy Ivan has paid us about $482,000 in 155 days. And now for this is this week's $30,000 trades. On the show today, we're going to give you 2 out of the 6 trades. We'll walk you through live step by step, and then we'll give you all 6 trades if you just go to Trading Desk Capital and sign up for the newsletter. So in order to get them all, you're going to have to go and sign the newsletter. But by the same token, if you want to follow along and you see the results that we've gotten, it is a small price to pay, in my humble opinion. So remember, the SPX, we made $850. On the Crazy Ivans, we made $482. And altogether, we made about $1.3 million. And you can follow along. We give you all these trades or most of the trades on the weekends. And then you can see it every single day, Monday through Friday at 3:25, and then Sundays at 5:55. We also have an education program, a Math Makes Money scholarship for this program. The application deadline is June 15th. Again, just go to tradingdeskcapital.com. You can sign up for the scholarship program. What will happen is the deadline is June 15th. Then there'll be 10 days where I will personally interview everyone. I think we've limited this to 20 people. It might only be 10. We did 21 last time, about a month ago. And they're all trading right now and just having a blast. These are real masterminds. And there are a lot of restrictions. We don't give, think about it this way. The scholarship is like a basketball scholarship at a college. You got to be a really good basketball player to get the scholarship. So we don't give these out to just anybody. We're looking for dedicated traders that are going to help improve the community that we're building. It's a community of like-minded traders, trading addicts who are very interested in trading and understanding that math makes money. We're not interested in emotional traders. We're not interested in people that just want to get all the trades and go trade off on their own. We want to teach people how to do the back testing, how to build the AI robots, how to trade with AI robots, and then how to make the community better by doing different types of back testing and to improve the community. That is not an easy task. It is simple once you learn how to do it, and we'll teach you everything you need to know as part of it. But we are looking for a specific type of trader. If you feel like you could add to the community, if you're interested in trading the way we do, if you're interested in trying to achieve the results that we have achieved, even though you understand this is not financial advice, nothing is guaranteed. There are no guarantees in life, certainly not here. And this is for educational purposes only. But the idea is you can build your own program with your own due diligence and help the community and everyone in the community, then you are the person we're looking for. And I'm going to personally interview every single person like I did. Those interviews last 30 minutes to an hour on Zoom, and they're pretty detailed, I'll tell you that. That semester will start June 28th, all right? And we'll probably get some of those students on here, and they can explain to you what it's like. So inside our newsletter, Maria also writes the newsletter. She has a whole bunch of information. It comes out daily around 8:30, 9:30 in the morning. I'm not sure she's going to do it every single day, but when you sign up for the newsletter, then you can get a lot more than what I do. Like I say, she's a much better trader than I am. She uses AI every single day. My AI robot is called Phil. Her AI robot is called Vera. And Vera and Maria are much smarter than I am, and they do a great job of trading, and their results are incredible. And Maria will explain to you exactly how to do that in her newsletter. She talks about that at great detail. And she is here Monday through, not every day, but she's here a lot of days, once or twice a week. All right. So here are the 2 trades this week that we're giving away for free. Are these the best trades? No. Are these in the top 6? Yes. Do I answer all my questions? Sometimes. So here they are, 12 o'clock and 13:44. Yes, this is East Coast time. Okay, this is East Coast time. What this means is the M means this is a multiple entry iron condor. Okay, multiple entry iron condor. Let me explain what that is. A multiple entry iron condor is one where you're going to put on a put credit spread and a call credit spread. All right, that means you're going to have on the call side a short call and a long call. On the put side, you're going to have a short put and a long put. You're going to have a wing width, all right? For a $30,000 account, I would recommend a 50 wide wing width. For that $5,000 account someone's talking about, I recommend a 5 or 10 wing width. And we're going to show you some examples in just a second so you can see how you would trade that. With the new PDT rules coming, I understand there's a lot of traders who have never had a chance to trade with us. They've been into contact with me. I see their comments on the YouTube. Rob, how can I trade with $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000? I don't have 30,000. It's a lot of money, 30 grand. I get it. We are going to come out with a program for you. We are going to show you how to do that. Give me a little bit of time. You're not going to be able to do it till June 4th anyway. Probably $2,000 is going to be your limit. We want to be really careful at that level, really careful, because although math makes money, it does rely on pulling that slot machine a lot of times in order to win. That's how the casino wins. They don't want you coming in and pulling one slot for $1 million because they got a chance to get wiped out. They want you to pull those quarter slots endlessly or those nickel slots endlessly. So we want to be sure that you have enough money to make lots and lots of trades. That's the game, right? So we'll talk about that. I'll show you in just a second. So these are the trades. This is the $3 price point. Is the 300 that stands for $3. And the M is multiple entry iron condor. The 95 means you're going to put on a stop loss of 95%, okay? Look, everybody gets this wrong, okay? Everybody gets the stop loss wrong. It is a complicated way to calculate it. Go to I'm hopeful that in my background here, you're going to see, a lot of them are the thumbnails for our videos. We got about 500 videos that we've done since October. But one of them is a 5-part series that shows you exactly what we do and how we do it. You really need to watch that. That 5-part series goes into excruciatingly boring detail about how to put these trades on and how to do the stop loss. You absolutely, positively need to watch that so you understand what we're doing. All right, I'm hoping that this thing, I'm going to give it one more go, see what we got here. Let's see if I can probably speed this up a little bit. There we go. I think it's like this one. Here it is, right here. This is the one. Look for this, and there's 5 of these. That's chapter 4. Look for these, and watch all 5 of these. Are like 10 minutes each, 5 minutes each, and that will explain everything that we're doing. Okay, let's go back to the PowerPoint. Subscribe. So you got a $3. You got a $3. Let's see if I can get this right. There we go. $3 price point. And that's on the short put for $3. And the short call for $3, all right? That's going to be a $300 contract. 95% stop loss and 50 wide wings. I'll show you what I would do if I had a smaller account. Just bear with me. All right? So $325 Monday through Friday, Sunday, $555. All right. Now, let's talk about Tasty Trade. Let's go to our Tasty Trade account. Let's look. We're up $26. So, again, this is not doing nothing worth even talking about. So, pardon me. Let's go ahead and take a look at how I would put on one of these trades, right? This is going to be 0 DTs tomorrow. So we said, what was it, $3? So it's going to be $3 premium is what we would look at. And we would normally go, let's make the math easy. That's right. Let's do it. So our 50 wide wing would go down to 74.55. and be something like that. And notice that, pardon me, and on the other side, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go to $3 or whatever, the closest one to $3, which is going to be right here. And we might go for a 50 wide wing, 35. This is going to be around 85 for that wing right there. All right. So that's going to give you $4.55 worth of credit. And that's going to use, the buying power here is incorrect because my account's got a lot of things in it that are strange. So it doesn't matter. Now, if I had a smaller account, right? If I had a much smaller account, I would do something completely different. Not completely different, but somewhat different. What I would do is I would move these in. I just wish I could show you the buying power that we use. I would move them into like 10 wide. And if you're going to move them into 10 wide, that's going to be your credits. It's going to be $1,000 worth of buying power minus your credit of $175. So you're going to have to use around $825 in buying power. Okay. That's what I would do if I was doing something smaller. The problem is you really need to do 6 or 7 of these a day to make the math work. So you can look at our, if you get the newsletter, you can look and see what we recommend. A lot of those are going to be, like $1.45. So it's going to be more like this. But make sure that the wings are the same size on each side. You wouldn't want this one to be 15 and this one to be 10. You want them to match up, okay? I will go into greater detail this week as we approach June 4th, which is what day of the week? That is going to be on Thursday, I think, is when it takes effect, if I'm not mistaken. So we will try and get a little more information for you. I know there's been a lot of people that have asked about that, and we will be happy to guide you through that. So let's just see what this market's not doing anything of interest. This thing is just not percolating at all, right? We got it. Here we go. So this is the SPX. That was the end of the day last week. Now, hey, by the way, we also do a kind of a fun thing on 325 on the weekdays is we let the chat room decide whether I'm going to sell a $600 put credit spread or call credit spread. So you get to spend my money. They're up about $8,000, I think, in 55 trading days. I think I'm going to call it unless there's any questions in the chat room. Let me go to the chat room. It's a Sunday night and I'm watching. Yep. I want to test the system with as little as $500. Philip, I think that is a tricky business with $500. You can try it, but I would suggest you just follow along. Just watch us. That's all. Just watch us and see how we do. You don't have to, $2.5 million account. You don't have to look at that. Watch that $30,000 account. Watch those trades. Write those trades down. Subscribe to the newsletter. Hit subscribe below if you wouldn't mind. Hit the like button. And subscribe to the newsletter. You'll get those trades and then follow along for the week. The trades we give you on Sunday are for the whole week. We don't change them. The trades I'm putting on, that Phil the robot, he put them on tonight. He put on 172 trades for tomorrow, and they'll be the same trades every single day this week. So going to be an addict after this. Hey, Mr. D. Parker, great. Addict, I'm sitting here waiting, looking for some action. And again, that's not code for anything from my lovely wife. When is it coming out? What's that? I'm going to do it as fast as I can. Time decays in. Got any gems to drop that you've learned from Mark's last week? The newsletter is worth the investment you make to receive it. There you go. That's exactly right. So they're talking about Mark Anderson. Mark Anderson is a hedge fund manager that he and I spent, we were supposed to spend an hour together. He ended up staying overnight with his lovely wife, and we had a great time, Maria and I and them. And we discussed everything. He ended up showing me every single thing his hedge fund does, and I was showing him everything we do. And we had a great time. It was like somebody dating for the first time, finding out that they have a lot of mutual interests, and finding there aren't a lot of people that we can discuss. Some of the things we do are very esoteric, and he is a mathematician just like I'm a mathematician, and we are geeks to the nth degree. And it was an absolute pleasure to talk to him. I'm sure I will be on his show in the future, and he will be on mine many, many times. A great relationship. It was the beginning of a beautiful friendship, that they said in Casablanca, right? And Mark is a great guy, and I cannot say enough good things about him. And I really appreciate everything he did for me, and I hope that he appreciates. I feel that he did everything. And not only that, I knew he was a good guy when he and his wife got out of the car, and they had 2 surfboards with them. Like, you got to be kidding me. I mean, who comes with surfboards to visit, right? It was fantastic. So it couldn't have been any better. All right. Are there any additional questions? It's difficult to talk to people about this topic. That is so true. You know, one of the things I hear from people is they say, I need a community. That's what we're forming with the Math Makes Money Mastermind. The Founders Club is just the first group of 21 people. But the Math Makes Money Mastermind is a group of like-minded people. And that's why it's so difficult to get in. We interviewed, I don't know, 100 people or so, maybe to get 21. And I suspect it'll be something like that. Most people don't have a real trading system. Most people don't trust themselves. We will teach you how to trust the math. I got to tell you, I believe trading is a lot of fun. I've been where you are. I have been in a place where I didn't trust myself. I had ulcers. I didn't feel like I had a real system. I wasn't in control. I would go from trade to trade to trade. I said, this is ridiculous, right? I believed all these people on the internet that said, oh, if you do this trade, I've been doing it for 10 years, and I've been doing this trade for 20 years, and I've been on the trading floor X number of years. And I started back-testing these things. And once I got the back-testing tool, I said, hey, wait a second. None of this works, right? None of this stands the test of time. Someone tells you, oh, I've been doing this same trade every day for 10 years. Well, there's 252 trading days in a year. 10 years, that's 2,500 trades, right? That is a pittance. That's over 10 years. I do millions of trades, or Phil does millions of trades every single weekend. One of the heads of Tasty Trade, he asked me not to say his name. He said, Rob, I love watching your show. Don't tell anybody, but I love watching your show, even though he had a show on at the same time as mine. And he said, what I can't believe, my takeaway is this. I was on the trading floor for 30 years, doing trades constantly. I calculated the other day how many trades I did in my entire career. You backtest, Rob, more trades each weekend than I did in my entire career. And not only that, I don't remember hardly any trades I put on last week. Your AI, Phil, remembers every trade. And he's only looking back 6 months, millions of trades. He said, you know, I'm not a believer that you're a smarter trader than me, but he said, I do believe you have way better information, which gives you the opportunity to be a better trader. I love the way he said that. It gives me an opportunity to be a better trader as long as I understand how to use this knowledge. And so what we tell people is, if you don't have a real system, we'll help you develop a real system. We'll help you trust yourself. We'll help you feel like you're in control. We're going to put you in a community of like-minded traders. You're not going to force trades anymore. You're not going to enter too early. You're not going to enter emotionally. You're not going to revenge trade. You're going to understand all the risks. We're going to use AI, robot trading, and most importantly, math makes money. I'm not supposed to use my hands. Tyler says gang signals. I don't want to do that. Math makes money. MMM. Math makes money. If you don't remember anything else, if you're a first timer here, just remember math makes money. I want you to sign up for that. Go to Trading Desk Capital, get that newsletter, subscribe to this video. I'll see you tomorrow at 3:25, and we'll see how Phil's doing. We'll show you real time, and you guys can make me trade. You guys have a great weekend. Founders Club at 7 p.m. Founders Club at 7 p.m. I can't say who it is. I am out of here in 3, 2, 1.